Good morning. Tommy, are you in the mood for a meat-free meal tonight?
Well, I'm in the mood for any meal,
He
to
was
be honest
meant to
with you.
say, yes, Maureen, yes, I am, because
Listen,
you know what? The next recipe is for you.
Well, Alberto Rossi is in the kitchen. He cannot do any wrong. Good morning to you, Alberto.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Alberto.
Good morning.
What are we having?
Well, this morning we're going to have eggplant parmigiana. So it's very typical Italian. And as you mentioned, yes, it's a vegetarian option. So there is just eggplants, cheese, and the tomato sauce. You can even swap the cheese in case you want, and you can put some goat cheese if you want it more dairy-friendly, so it's not so heavy and everything.
Okay.
Can I ask you one thing, Alberto, about that? How do you not get it soggy? Doesn't the eggplant get kind of soggy?
It kind of gets, you know, it's a fruit, technically, that absorb all the flavors that you put in, you know, because if you were to eat it alone, on its own, there's not much taste to it, you know.
Yeah.
So I grilled these yesterday, and it kind of, they get soaked less. Because the original recipe, you have to slice the eggplant, and then you pat it in a bit of flour and you fry it. You know, and it becomes a little bit heavier. Instead, I just put on the griddle, and I just
do it like that. Before we get loads of texts, I'm going to say, yes, it's an aubergine. We know.
Yes,
eggplant, aubergine, whatever. We know.
Alberto can do. He can say whatever
I call it melanzana. Italian sounds much better. Melanzana parmigiana. Melanzana. That's how my kids know, you know?
Come on, let's get cracking.
So what you do is you have your tomato sauce ready, you have all your eggplant / aubergine, and you just layer it down on a oven-proof tray. Or like this, it's a Pyrex.
And tomato sauce now, is that something you made up earlier? Is that just like a passata? Or?
Well, what you do is you just buy the tins of the tomatoes already crushed, not the old ones.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is just a little bit of garlic, a little bit of basil, a little bit of shallots, and cook it for about 35, 40 minutes.
Good quality, those tins of tomatoes.
Yeah, you always have to buy the one that they say that they are in tomato sauce.
Okay.
Because you can buy very cheap ones that are maybe in water, and the quality is not that good. Then you have a lot of liquid in it.
And the price, honestly, isn't that much different
it's not, you know,
between the water one and the actual sauce.
You know, they go from 50 cents up to 90 cents, so you're not.
Yeah.
You know, it's better if you do something with tomato sauce, you better always get the proper one. So now I lay down the first layer of eggplants, and then you just spoon it in, you spread it in a little bit. You don't be afraid. The first time you make it, you might make it either too tomatoey or too much cheese.
Okay.
But then the second time you go ahead, you're like, okay, I put a little bit less. It's one of those learn by mistake.
No such thing as too much cheese, Alberto.
No, exactly. It's the chef's trade. You know, you make the mistakes once and that's it. So once you have the tomato, then you get your mozzarella that's already grated. You know, you can buy them in any shop already grated.
And you wouldn't have like mozzarella and cheddar, do you know, the mix?
Oh, you could.
Yeah,
you know, once it's an aged cheddar, I would go for it. You know, you can buy like a mature and extra mature. You have the extra nutty flavor. You know?
Oh, beautiful.
Now, being Italian, I cannot not put Parmesan cheese. You know, so otherwise
it's a rule.
Exactly, it's a rule. You know, whatever you do, Parmesan cheese on it. So you put like that, and then you go again.
You can't have too much Parmesan, can you?
No.
Absolutely.
Oh,
it makes things better in life.
Me
so
too.
this is like a lasagna?
Exactly. Basically, it's like a lasagna, although I'm sure all the Italians are like, no, it's not a lasagna.
Sorry,
but
I know.
It's a layered.
It's layered.
Exactly. And then you put the other layer of eggplants the other way around. Okay, so when it cooks, it keeps it all together. Because sometimes, if you take it all the same way, then when you go to lift it out, it all breaks apart. And all the effort that you put in is gone.
That's really smart. So vertical and then horizontal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you have friends over that you want to impress and then everything falls apart, you're like, Jesus.
Well, then that means though, that you have to cut it, though.
Well,
because as opposed to just scooping it out. If
exactly.
You know what I mean.
You know, but if you have a good knife, it'll be okay. You know?
Tommy, just a big spoon. Big spoon. Directly.
You can go with a spoon if you want.
The amount I've learned about this man's eating habits in 2 weeks, it's something else,
This is my favorite part of the show.
Then you repeat again with the tomato sauce, and then again with the cheese. Okay? Again, Parmesan and mozzarella. Okay. And if you have cheddar, you know, if you really want to knock it out of the park, you go blue cheese.
Oh, yeah.
But then you might need to have a nap on the sofa, you know, and that doesn't always work well, you know.
That's fine.
Especially when you have kids around and everything, you know, but it's okay.
So there you have it, so that's that. And just straight into the oven.
Straight into the oven. You put in the oven 170, 180. You know, if you have a conventional oven or a forced-air oven, you know, the one that have the...
Yeah, the fan.
The fan that goes around, that's the best.
Okay.
So you put it in, and then I magically have one already done.
How long are you putting it in for, Alberto?
You're about 30 minutes.
Okay.
30 minutes you put it in the oven, and then it comes out like this. See the nice color at the top? You have the melted mozzarella, and then the Parmesan and make a nice colored
That looks
at the top.
unbelievable.
And then you cut it, and then you have a little spatula.
Do we have a giant spoon for Tommy? No?
Don't worry, I'll just eat with my hands.
And that's it.
A giant spoon.
Obviously, you can make it as big as you want, the portion, you know? I just make it a little bit better like this, and I'll give you another
Look
one.
at what he's got.
And the best thing is that if you don't eat it all today, you can just stick it in the oven, in the fridge, and reheat it the day after. You know, in the microwave.
Oh, look, a bit
It
of
works very
basil
well.
on top.
Yeah, well, you go a little bit over the top if you can, you know? But it's very easy, very, you know, family friendly.
So, Albert, because it's kind of nicely browned at the top, that's what you want?
Yes, you want a little bit of that crust. So that is the Parmesan cheese, because the mozzarella will only melt and kind of be yellowish, whitish.
And you don't need to grill that. That's okay in the oven.
It's just like that. You know, it's a favorite. It's a favorite in our house. You know, like everybody eats it. So it's, and then we bring some to our mother-in-law and everything. You know, so it goes everywhere.
Alberto Rossi, it's
It is good.
my first time having your food, and that is
Very good.
outrageously good. I think we need
Intercontinental
to.
Hotel.
Exactly. We have it on the
Hotel.
menu with the lamb. Instead of putting mozzarella cheese, we put this Galway's goat farm cheese inside. Oh, die for, you know? Die for.
Next
I'm
week.
in.
Absolutely beautiful.
I am in. Thank you,
Okay,
Alberto.
thank you,
No problem
Albert.
at all.
Delicious.